you should not be scared for NA right now because Team Liquid kind of underperformed. I think the whole NA ecosystem is structuring itself to be way more competitive and way be like the way the Team Liquid facilities is kind of stuff like the money arrived before the structure, but now it's catching up.
Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller. I'm joined here by Romain. Long time no see. How are you doing today?
I'm a bit sad, obviously. I wanted Fnatic to win. I wanted Reckless and Healy to shine on stage. I think they did shine on stage, but like RNG was better, just better.
I mean, the second game was super close. Kind of unfortunate that we lost that one.
Even the first one, we had some shots. Even the third one, like we have after Reckless Pentakill, we had hopes, but sadly, hopes doesn't buy wins. So.
Yeah. They wanted to let us know the hope to only crush us further, I feel like.
Yeah, like the game is fair, the better player is winning at the end, and they were by far the better player. What's going to be interesting is to see tomorrow who's going to win between Korea and Taiwan, and what's going to happen on Sunday. Like, who is literally the best team in the world right now?
Will be very exciting, especially because Kingzone only plays that and stuff. Yeah, that's true. So last time we spoke, you were still with the Unicorns. Yeah. It's been a while. You've since joined Optic Gaming and had a fun, well, somewhat fun split in America. So yeah, just tell me about your adventures in these states and everything.
So the US adventure is really interesting. Actually, it's a totally different business. I mean, it's obvious. I'm moving from a small family company to like big superpower kind of company. It's more people, more money, more companies around, and how the whole US ecosystem is structuring itself right now is fascinating, because you have those old teams which already know everyone, you have the new team coming up, you have those amazing success stories like 100 Thieves and stuff, and there's a lot of money in the middle, which is probably kind of attracting EU right now. Mm-hmm. So I think 2018 is going to be fascinating to see who's going to get the EU slot, for how much money, and how is going to be the 2018 off-season. Like November, it's going to be a nightmare because most of the big guys in the US are signed for like 1, 2, 3 years. But what's going to happen in Europe? Like let's see. That's interesting. So I hope EU is kind of learning from the US, and the US are kind of leading the way right now, I would say.
So in terms of that, contracts are just longer, or
in terms of contract, in terms like the structure, most of the US team are creating like. You should not be scared for NA right now because Team Liquid kind of underperformed. I think the whole NA ecosystem is structuring itself to be way more competitive and way be like the way the Team Liquid facilities is kind of stuff like the money arrived before the structure, but now it's catching up. So it should get really interesting. The way teams are going to have to train with the academy team, how you're going to be able to put more pressure, how the top star player like. It's really interesting, definitely right now. It's a good year, 2018.
Okay, that's it. I mean, on one hand, we have a lot of arguments towards that, but at the same time, looking at NA's history, and there always was like more money in NA, and then you have like regions like Taiwan that show up, and Vietnam that show up, and like they have a lot less infrastructure and still do so much better. Like, is that really correlated?
It is an amazing question. It is really true. Like, one of Team Liquid player salaries on its own is probably enough to pay the whole Flash Wolf team. Yeah. But still, Flash Wolf are performing better. So I think there is not a lack of talent in NA. There is a lack of ability to be able to scout talent. And I think the EU market, one of the main reasons it's so strong is because you have all those local regions. Like you have the French ecosystem, you have the German ecosystem, the Spanish ecosystem, you have the Nordic ecosystem, you even have kind of a UK ecosystem. So when you start a team, when you do your off-season and stuff, it's way easier to pick good talents because people scouted them for you. Where in NA, the country is so big, you have so many people, it's quite hard to have those lower league. So Riot tried to do some scouting ground stuff, for example, which was really interesting. And I believe the way the university tournament are going to structure themselves might be able to provide the top NA team with new talents, basically. And I also believe the inflation in terms of prices was due to that, because you're so limited by the pool of players available for one slot that obviously you have to pay the high price when you want to get one of them. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes that. It's kind of sad at one end, but it's also kind of makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It's a challenge because if NA is able to actually identify and scout the players, then it's amazing. Then it's going to be really amazing. And then like all the NA teams are using their 2 import slots. Is it scary? Is it not scary? I think it's too early to judge. And yeah, once again, 2018, it's definitely going to be really interesting.
I guess you yourself took part in the building of the optic roster to an extent. Of course, taking VOE with you.
Yeah, I'm really happy we brought Tristan from Europe to NA. Of course, it didn't end up as we expected. But once again, it's a marathon. The split is not over. I mean, the season is not over. We saw so many, actually, I'm quite happy with PoE because the Misfit example is one of the best when it comes to 2017. You know, starting the year a bit sloppy and ending up quarter-final at Worlds. So it's a marathon, so the way you're going to run for the long term is interesting. Obviously, teams like Fnatic and RG have been able to create those really solid stuff. Props to them. Let's see. Once again, let's see what's going to happen in 2018. At the end of the year, we're going to have to sit down around the table and take responsibilities.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say, Misfits is of course a nice example, but we can't forget that Misfits also finished 4th and losing to Fnatic for 3rd place, so maybe it's not quite comparable to Optic. Okay, I'm just kidding.
It is not comparable to Optic. But you're
going to make some roster changes for sure. I mean,
so we already have our 10 players. The roster changes are obviously a bit hard mid-season, but we changed, so we're going to move from training with 5 players to training with 10 players, to put a bit more pressure and to give us more possibilities. We're changing our infrastructures as well. We're moving from 46 square meters to 750. So that's way bigger with the dedicated room and stuff. So we had a rough start, but I believe we're building for the long term, which is actually the end goal of a franchise system. Yeah. So
absolutely. So let's just talk a bit about your outfit still. A lot of Frenchness going on for the French fans, of course. So what do those stand for?
That was supposed to be an MSI logo, but we had no time. That's already 5 hours of work.
Jesus.
So, but tomorrow is going to be a bit better. But it's fun. I had no clue how to dress, so I just put a couple of stuff. I found a nice hat, and at the end of the day, if people are singing with me, I'm happy. So.
Well, if you could rate the French crowd today, what grade would you give them?
I think today we were not too good. I'm gonna give us a 7. One of the main reasons probably was most of the guys were just rooting for Fnatic, and obviously they ended up pretty sadly. But that was nice. I think just for the love of the game is gonna be more tomorrow. Which I believe the crowd is gonna be for the Korean. But
yeah, probably, maybe. Yeah, most likely. But there were what felt like hundreds of RNG fans in the crowd as well.
That was insane. I'm so surprised we had so many Chinese people. That's why I switched to English in the middle of it, because that must be a bit frustrating for them to just hear French. I still probably 70-80% of the crowd was French, but that was actually really cool to hear them singing, and most of them were actually speaking English, so that was really easy to interact with them. I was really happy, and then shoot out to all the Chinese people looking at us and stuff. That was cool. I was really happy.
I took some pictures, and I genuinely believe there must have been some fans that flew all the way from China to MSI. I think so.
That will make sense. I mean, and they were right, worth it, because after such a performance.
Worth it, yeah, for sure. Who do you think will take tomorrow? Kingzone or Taiwan?
That's a really good question. I would really like Flash Wolf to win. So in final, you have Karsa versus his old team.
Would be beautiful.
I think that would be nice stuff. If Kingzone lose tomorrow, so like Korea, it's going to be trauma, PTSD, man. It's going to be pretty bad.
But finally, we won't have Korean dominance for the first time in literally years.
Yeah, well, when I see how RNG is playing, that's a bit scary. So you're switching from one king to another king, so that's good.
The gap is closing between China and Korea.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say to the people out there?
Just thank you. I hope you're having great fun watching MSI, and thanks to you, actually, for having me on interview.
Merci beaucoup. This was Darius and Romain from the Shotcaller. Hope you had a good day.
Bye-bye.
See you then. Hey everyone, hope you just enjoyed that MSI interview. We would very much appreciate your support, so please make sure to leave a like and a comment down below, subscribe over here, and watch some more of our content here, and make sure to check out theshotcaller.net for more NA, EU, and other regional content. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.